This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everyone. She is somebody that meets people where they are and helps them move their life forward and recover from traumas from their past and move their life forward. She's radically different. And there's a lot of psychotherapists out there like herself, and it's all wonderful. She's a little bit different in terms of she also recognizes the power of energy and what's going on behind the scenes that may be holding us back as well. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that today with Hadass, who joins us on the program. Welcome. How are you doing?
Oh, I am great. I'm so delighted to see you again, Steve. It's so wonderful to be with you. I'm really excited.
Thank you. And great to have you back here. And we spoke a second before we jumped on here today, and I didn't know that you recognize this thing called the universe and energy, and there could be things holding us back that we don't even realize, and it might not even be us, or is it based on the energy and the universe? Where do we start with that?
And I was just, what we started to talk about is what is the universe trying to tell us? What we get the repeated challenges when we are, because, what are we trying to do when we meet challenges? We obviously are trying harder, right? And we try to open this door, we try to open it again, we're trying to open it again, we're trying to go over the door, we're trying to, get some explosives maybe and blow the door open. Some of us, it depends on our character also. We may decide that this door is not for us, but what is universe trying to tell us? Is it's trying to tell us not to go there? And it really is such a good question if we have tried it several times and it's just not budging. Does it tell us to just go that way another time? Is it telling us this is not the season? Does it tell us that we need to mature? It's just such a good, I would even love to hear your opinion, because this is such a dilemma when we are really determined that this is for us.
Well, let's start here.
Yes.
Let's go back to basics. In your opinion, your experience, what is the universe?
Universe is everything. And I am also, I'm a Jungian psychologist. I'm a teacher of the teachings of Carl Jung. And so I believe that universe starts with little us, everything we know, everything we practice, everything that we interact with, and it goes all the way to God. And in my thinking, I'm a visual thinker. Universe is circular, and it goes into the solar system. It goes beyond the solar system. Universe is everything. And so it has rhythms. It has almost a music to it.
So I want to go back to what you said a moment ago. And it was always in my journey, and this is, I started really digging into this about 4 years ago, that the universe, I had this view of the universe is just this where we exist, and it wants the best for us. We're not here to be miserable and have, challenges, although that is part of life, and there's reasons for it. We can get to that another time. But what you said, somebody said, not too long ago that we are the universe. It comes from within. We are creating the universe around us, whether we believe it or not, whether we realize it or not. That's what's going on here. And the universe knows what's best for you. That said, we know what's best for us. We just don't know it, if that makes sense.
And so as we repeatedly fall, as we said just before, as we repeatedly fall down a very similar hole,
Yeah.
or as we repeatedly try to climb a very similar mountain, and we find ourselves sliding back, and then we say, but we've been here before.
This has been coming up for me in the last few days. And it's one word, starts with an S.
Me too.
It's four letters, and the word is safe. We want to feel safe. This is what I'm seeing, and I'm internalizing it and saying, this makes sense now. We want to feel safe in everything we do, in our whole lives, safe. We want to be safe. So just what you said, why do we go down that hole again? Why do we repeat these things again? Because it's familiar. And what is familiarity? Well, it's safety. I've been there before, so I know what to expect. Instead of going down that road, why not take this one over here? Well, I've never been down this one. It doesn't feel comfortable. Doesn't feel safe. Does that make sense? And would you agree with that?
But then, is the universe teaching us, or is this, and I am inclined to say universe, but is this the universe that we are part of? Is it saying no, or is it saying not yet?
Hmm.
Is it telling us we are not ripe yet, we are not ready yet? Is it saying we need to evolve a little bit longer, get a little bit wiser, get a little bit of mental and spiritual muscles
Hmm.
before we can climb up that tree?
And is it
And that
true?
is my question.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Your question.
Is this, and I'm also asking your opinion. Because, and not just yours, because I know people are listening to us, and I know this is relevant for them as well. So, are we saying not this mountain ever? Because obviously, I have tried and this is not working. And you have had this challenge, and I have had this challenge, and we are trying this, and maybe we are not ready. But is this going to tell us not ever? And we really should not climb again? Or is this just telling us not yet,
How do you
not
know?
right now?
How do you know the answer to that? And but before you answer, I can completely relate to this. I'm working on a business with somebody, just a side thing. We both believe in it, but like we're perfect for what we're trying to achieve. Something that we've been a direction that we were heading in kept coming up with blocks. Like that didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. But we both say the same thing. The universe is trying to tell us go a different way. It's not that way. And that's what we truly
And
believe.
this I feel you will resonate with, because this is something I teach people who work with me a lot. Um, the answer is in our gut. And I so often try to teach people to listen to our gut, because when a not yet is always in our gut.
As
If it's
much
not time yet, a matter of timing, my internal clock is always in my gut. And people always laugh at me because as you know, I was supposed to fly to Israel. And people were laughing at me because I was not buying my ticket. Why was I not buying my ticket? Because the airport in Israel was going to be shut down. And I could not go to Israel to sit in a bomb shelter because I have things to do. Now, did I know and did the government of Iran tell me that it was going to bomb the airports in Israel? Well, not in so many words, but I felt that the airports were going to be shut down
You
because
knew.
my internal clock, I know things like that, that it was not the right time, and my people, well, going a little bit nuts. I mean, my clients were trying to schedule their appointments, and they were like, "Well, are we seeing each other next week?" I was like, "Yes, next week, yet, but maybe the week after that, maybe not, because I may be in Israel." Because I'm very synchronized with the weather, and usually a week ahead I can tell. And so it's a sensory thing. And
I
so similarly, when we are trying and things like business sense, is this a safe bet? Synchronizing, saying, is this something that we can do? Can we dare to do this? And your feeling is not so much, but it's not a strong no. You know that this may be for you, but it's not yet.
Well, interesting how things happen because the situation I gave an example of, I was thinking of going in a different direction. And then somebody who's on my team has a certain skill set that I was not aware of. And that's what me and my partner need. And it got revealed. I'm like, you never told me you do that and you know how to do this and you're aware of it, blah, blah, blah. I'm
Makes all
like
the difference.
if I were to like explain, and not worth getting into this the detail, but there's so many different pieces that this person, even their passion for what we're doing, and I work with her all the time, but I didn't know that she studied what we're doing. and it,
And it's a puzzle piece that was necessary
yeah,
and makes all the difference.
I wholeheartedly agree with you on the gut and the intuition. I don't want to sometimes because it's not what you want to hear, and we ignore it. And I can tell you with much certainty that every time I've ignored my gut, the intuition, and I can go back 25, 30 years, I was wrong, radically wrong. I knew the answer. I can see myself right now in one situation standing. I could tell the day 25 years ago, angle of the sun, this, even more than that. And my intuition was saying, that's a bad idea. But my head was saying, oh, just go with it. Just go. You know, we know the answer to everything. We already have it.
We don't have to say we were wrong. We can say we were not right. That's kind of.
I appreciate that. But you know what? I knew the answer. It's almost sometimes where I want to, big or small, I want to test it. Like, yeah, I know that that's not the way I should go, but it won't be radically bad if I go this way. Let's just see. But you already know everything we need is within us. All the answers, everything you're looking for. How do we listen to it? For you, Hadass, how do you feel your intuition? What comes up for you?
It's physical. It's completely physical. And it comes back actually to my first trauma teacher at the trauma clinic. And it's a little bit funny because I was just, I was a little psychologist, just going to school, and I was going to lectures, Bessel van der Kolk gave a great lecture. He said, well, trauma symptoms, they don't take place somewhere they're not ideas, they're not feelings. If they don't take place in your body, they don't count. If they're not symptoms, the same way that, if they're not symptoms, then they're not a real diagnosis. And that's how I became a trauma therapist. And it was really funny because depression and anxiety have real symptoms, but it doesn't necessarily have to do with trauma, but it does. And at the time, it was not so fashionable to say the results of trauma. Because I've been a therapist for a long time, but people were thinking about symptoms of things like the disruptions that a person that is depressed are physically disrupted. Physically disrupted. A person that is depressed is very physically disrupted. A person that is anxious is very physically disrupted. It's completely occurring in their body. Now, I, as a dancer, who God knows what I was doing in school, was getting that. The average psychology student was not getting that. But for me to hear this from a serious psychiatrist, I started to go around saying I was a trauma therapist, and it gave me an identity. And so to me, all things that make sense happen in our body. And so intuition is something that we register in our body, or it's not real. In the same way that if you don't feel depression in your body, it's not real. You have an idea that you're depressed. You're not the same way that my teacher told me, if you have an idea that you're depressed, you're not really depressed.
Would you say it's you think you are, but you're really
Exactly.
not? So then how does one know if they truly are?
If you really are depressed, we'll break it down. If you really are depressed, something is really happening in your physical body. For example, you move slower, right? A depressed person is going to be really slowed down. Isn't that correct? I mean, if you think
Yes,
about people that are depressed,
sure.
right?
They might not want to get out of bed in the morning. They may go slow, be careful about things, overthinking things. Their mind could be clouded. But to your point, there's
Will they be engaging in things that they enjoy?
they would not.
Would they dress up? Would they even want to eat? Or maybe they would do nothing but eating? Would they? We
Potentially.
would
Yeah.
see actual things that are very different than their usual routine. True,
So,
there would be like a black cloud over them if they are really depressed.
so let's, Hadass, look at it the other way. Somebody feels like, I think I'm depressed, and they don't have all of the physical
They
evidence
have
of
an
that.
idea about it, they have a feeling, but they're not depressed,
Wow. Hmm.
right?
Interesting. Yes. Yeah. We all have those
I'll give you
days.
an example about anxiety. Someone is anxious, they are scared, they are terrified, they are nervous, they're afraid to go somewhere because they've been traumatized.
Hmm.
Think about someone really, really, really terrified, terrorized, anxious. Think about the breath being hyperventilating. The whole
Yes.
body is shaky, shaky. Blood pressure is all
Yep.
pulsating.
Yep.
I'm sorry I'm putting this whole display, but they're like, you know,
Sure. That is like
fight or
extreme
flight,
anxiety. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right? That's traumatized anxiety.
The
We
evidence
just
is
went
there.
through traumatized depression. That's how I became a trauma therapist, learning that,
Wow. We're just about out of
right?
time. We touched upon a lot of things today, Haras, including your intuition, which
But intuition is the same way because intuition, right to the gut, also you feel in the gut. You feel something in the gut.
I do. I don't know if that's everybody, but I feel it, and that's where my intuition centers.
Let me propose that if you don't feel it in a real way, like we just displayed that stuff, it's not real. It's an idea.
Hmm. I I would have to say I feel it. And there are times, like you said, like I think I might be feeling it, but no, I truly do in my gut. How can somebody connect
And
with
let
you?
me propose that you would do that exercise. I think I feel it. I would say, go with it. Are you really feeling it? Give yourself the little time to examine it.
Somebody has
And then
questions
you
about
say,
all of
do I
this.
really feel it? Do
How,
I really feel it?
how can they find you? What's the best way to connect with you?
My number, either by text, by WhatsApp, 508-631-7649. And then we can examine if it's real or not real, just like we did right now. You
This
can
is
find
good
me on
stuff.
WhatsApp. You can also find me on social media.
Look for Dr. Hadass Harel. Thank you so much for being here today, and even for me, validating some of these things that I've wondered about, including the gut and the intuition. And looking forward next time we get together.
Steve, any time with you is such a pleasure.
Oh, likewise. I love
You're so awesome.
you run deep, and I love it. It's wonderful. All right, we'll catch up next time. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.